So with a podcast, you want to think a lot about who your presenters are, which will typically be your inventor or inventors. If they are not articulate speakers who are used to a public speaking environment, this may not be the best tool for marketing your technology. We were very fortunate in that we had an inventor who was highly articulate as well as being a very interesting individual to listen to. And that's exactly what you want, is a reason that they will come and view your collateral or listen to your collateral so that you can get them hooked into the technology. You want to keep your podcast pretty short, 3 to 5 minutes in length, so that you don't lose your audience. I strongly recommend that you plan your questions out ahead of time and provide those to your speakers. We did not script Scott's answers because we felt that he had the level of public speaking ability that he would not need scripted answers. If you have someone who is less dynamic and less confident, you might want to script the answers out for them, or someone who perhaps goes off message easily, which is another scenario that we often encounter. Couple of logistics. My number one tip is to make sure that everyone who's speaking on the podcast calls in from a landline. People calling in from cellular phones, it will not typically work as well, and you will end up with a less polished and professional version. And then, of course, make sure that you add your final version of the podcast to your marketing webpage so that people can access it. Laura, do you have any other tips?
No, I think you hit it right on the head. When you talk to that inventor, you'll know pretty quickly whether you're going to be able to have them do the podcast directly or not. They're going to be able to communicate effectively with you, then they're likely to be able to do a podcast. It's funny when you mentioned staying on script. I had one inventor who was absolutely wonderful, loved the guy, but he loved delving deep into the technology. We had to script him out for every presentation he ever made, and even then, he would deviate and just go off. So the beauty of a podcast is that you can maybe choose not to publish it if it doesn't work out for you. So it is rehearsed for you.
Or you can edit out the off-script portion if it's not appropriate.
If you need to.
Do people listen to these things and watch these things when you create a piece of digital collateral like a video cast or a slide cast or a canned demo of something or a podcast? Do people really come and watch and listen? They really do. I went back and pulled out a half a dozen pieces of collateral for a whole variety of unrelated technologies that Fuentech has marketed over the last 12 to 18 months. And I looked at how many hits we had gotten in total for these different pieces of collateral. And these are pretty big numbers. Some of them you have to take in context. So for example, our hydration system, remember that we had probably less than 20 total prospects versus some of these software technologies that are listed on here. They had hundreds of prospects. So you do have to look at your hit count or your click count in the context of your target marketplace to know whether you're being successful or not. But overall, you can see that these are some really pretty big numbers that we've gotten out of this digital collateral. So again, another very cost-effective way to create leads and eliminate the tire kickers.
Thanks for your time.